Ever thought of changing careers and leaving your boring regular job behind? Want to do something dangerous and challenging as a living? If you answered yes on both questions, you're watching the right video. What's up, One-Awayers? Prepare your hearts because in this video, we'll talk about the deadliest jobs in the world. Ready to dare the devil? Here's number 10. Electrical power line installers and repairers. Dying by electric shock might not be your preferred way to go, but it could be a reality for our workers in number 10. Falling is also one of the main reasons for fatal accidents for electricity linemen, who often have to work in storms to restore power. After high winds or ice storms cut strength, powers are cut out. So electrical workers have to work out in the middle of a heavy storm or in the chilling cold. On jobs in everyday weather, lineman can be dealing with hundreds of volts. We don't really want to become like Electro in Spider-Man, right? Number 9. Construction laborers. The biggest risk is falls. More than 250 construction employees in a year plummeted to their death. In roadway construction, a major cause of death is getting struck by cars or construction vehicles. In dump trucks and other types of heavy machinery, for example, drivers cannot see what they're backing up. To avoid fatalities from construction cars backing up into place, trucks have to be prepared with radar and cameras. Talk about doing heavy jobs at a heavy risk. Number 8. Farmers and agricultural workers. Farming isn't in any way risky, right? After all, planting crops can't be that hard. Well, think again. Any operation and work that involves heavy equipment always have risks. The same thing goes for our farmers and agricultural workers. More than half the fatalities on farms stem from tractor accidents. On ranches, it's all-terrain automobile accidents which are most likely to kill workers. With all the technical and mechanical accidents, safety consciousness is now developed and instructed to each farmer. 7. Refuse, recyclable, and sanitation workers. Being out in the busy streets put our garbage and sanitation workers at really great risk. They get hit by cars as impatient drivers try to squeeze past their stopped trucks. Other dangers consist of getting horrific cuts from broken glass, stuck by way of grimy syringes, or hit with the aid of items falling off the trucks. Hazardous chemical substances and pesticides, which are hidden in garbage bags, could burst underneath the pressure of the truck compactor, then harm the workers. Safety has progressed step by step for sanitation workers in Austin, Texas. About 20% to 30% of the works are now completely automated. All heavy lifting is done by the truck with people running controls from in the cab. But still, accidents can happen. Number 6. Iron and steel workers. Plummeting to your death is only one of the many risks that iron and steel workers have to face. There are also injuries from metallic beam or strengthened concrete wall collapses, which can be 60 feet tall and had been collapsing and killing too many iron workers struck by accidents from falling or swinging objects and call with live electric lines. New work policies have slashed injuries from one specific danger. The rules now require vertical beams to be anchored with 4 bolts instead of 2, so beams are less possibly to work loose and crash. Number 5. Roofers. Falling down from the roof is one way to go, and that's an inescapable risk for our number 5. But falls are just one among many risks that roofers have to face for a living. There are also burns, electrocutions, chemical exposures, and hoisting accidents. Better safety schooling and stricter tips on the use of guardrails, harnesses, and other systems have sharply reduced fatality rates. Particularly helpful are caution lines. These ropes are strung a few feet from roof edges so workers can sense when they're near the factor of by chance stepping off. Number 4. Trucking. I've got my license and a car. Driving isn't that hard, right? Wrong. Trucking is a difficult and dangerous job as drivers face great stress to get goods transported on time. Despite policies requiring relaxation stops, many drivers are significantly exhausted. In fact, 48% of truckers reported falling asleep on the wheel at the least once in 12 months. Conditions haven't progressed a lot since. Although relaxation stops of half-hour are required after 8 hours of driving, that's not really long enough. Once they are lower back on the road an hour, drivers are just as worn out as earlier than the break. Meanwhile, the fracking increase has introduced a new danger. More heavy rigs now tour on narrow rural 2 lanes that were in no way engineered to handle massive trucks. Number 3. Aircraft pilots and flight engineers. While we enjoy peeking at the clouds just outside the window, the people who fly us to the sky are doing their best to send us home safely. Human error is one to blame that puts aircraft pilots in higher risk. Anything can simply happen during a flight. The engine can suddenly stop working. Landing gear might also get damaged. Even a bird can cause a lethal crash. About a fifth of deadly U.S. crashes occur in Alaska, where flying is really a part of life. 82% of the state's cities and settlements are accessible by plane. Still dreaming of the coolest office with the greatest view? Number 2. Loggers. Loggers work with heavy loads regularly in bad climate and on steep slopes. One of the largest dangers they face are widow makers, the dead branches snagged in treetops that may fall at some point of cutting. With an average of 127.8 casualties in every 100,000 workers, the first 12 months at the job is the riskiest. Though we no longer use mechanical saws, hazards still continue when hundreds of logs are dropped. To enhance safety, companies are encouraging people to wear more visible clothing and to apply a signal machine to alert loggers of imminent dangers. Number 1. Fishers and other fishing-related workers. Fishing sounds fun and, well, boring, right? Fun, yes. Boring? That's where you're wrong. For one thing, fishing is often deep-sea fishing where everything is basically dangerous. Commercial fishermen push boundaries and explore regions in which land is many miles from the boat. About half of fishing industry deaths are from boats stuck in the middle of storms or sinking, which can be caused by anything that could damage the boat. It's not just that the stakes are higher. A hassle within the center of the ocean means nobody is close enough to help. The team on the boat need to have the information and education to clear up their dilemmas by way of doing anything it takes to get out of danger. This regularly ends in injuries or even fatalities. Perhaps the biggest risk that comes from fishing is tapping right into a limited supply of resources. Multiple boats may be engaged in a so-called race to fish for a limited seafood season. This could cause crews to fish in very dangerous conditions. Well, there you have it, folks. Our top 10 deadliest jobs in the world. Still planning on changing careers? Which of these jobs are on your list? Or are you already working in one? Let us know in the comments section below. Until next time, this is One Away.